Hello, guys, and welcome to Football Fandom UK. So today, tonight, this evening, whatever you want to call it, we are here to discuss Derby County, yet another UK club in financial crisis. It's been announced, obviously, in the last day or two. With regards to Derby, the last few days, lots come out about it, and obviously it's been announced about Derby County going into administration. So, guys, please do consider hitting that like button and subscribe. Put your comments into the chat. I have got absolutely loads of research I have done here. I spent quite a few hours yesterday researching all the facts so that I was obviously had a good insight on what's going on, because I like to. Obviously, you guys that have been watching the channel for a while know that I like to cover this sort of stuff because it's, as far as I'm concerned, as a football fan, this kind of stuff is stuff that fans should be uniting together to fight against. That is one of the principles of Football Fandom UK, is to try and bring fans together. And obviously, not everybody. Sometimes maybe I get a bit misunderstood because I am still learning very much how to be a YouTuber. But that was always my focus when I started Fandom UK, was to bring fans together to try and fight against this kind of thing happening to our football clubs. It's an absolute disgrace what is going on at Derby County, guys. I'm going to go through the facts of what I've researched to obviously give you guys some information that you may have heard some of it through other media outlets and other YouTubers, but you might have not heard some of it. The reason I'm trying to cover all these facts, guys, is because I've noticed while I've been looking out at what's been going on with Derby County, I've noticed a lot of people are just blaming it on the pandemic. And if we actually look at all the research that I've done and all the facts that are out there to be had, all the information, is actually a lot more to it with Derby County than just blaming it on the virus. So, guys, please do, like I say, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And please do drop your comments, because I want your insight. I want your opinions on this whole situation, because, guys, this is the first big club to obviously go into administration after the pandemic. But we could see a lot more clubs go down this path, guys. It doesn't matter if it's Scottish club, English club, every club within the UK is literally walking a tightrope right now financially. So, guys, I want to quickly try and go through some of this to give you guys a bit of a clearer picture of some of the research I've done of what is exactly going on at Derby County. But please, like I say, do drop your comments in and let me know your thoughts, because, like I say, one thing that I am passionate about and why I started the channel was to try and unite fans to be able to fight against things like this, guys, because we have got too many businessmen buying clubs and treating them like a toy, and the EFL and EPL are sitting back letting this happen. Now, obviously, it might come as a shock to you guys, actually, with regards to the EFL, because while I've done all this research, like I said, spent quite a lot of time yesterday researching it out, but what I was surprised to find out is, in defense of the EFL, and I do not defend the EFL very often, guys, but I will chuck it out there. You guys let me know your thoughts on this. But while I've been doing the research, I have discovered that the EFL actually charged Derby County about a year ago with regards to what is called the fit and proper, or the sustainability, the club sustainability. Apparently, there is an EFL charge where the EFL can actually charge owners and punish clubs for basically not keeping the club sustainable. So the EFL tried to charge Derby County for this 12 months ago, or around 12 months ago, and it was dismissed by a court of arbitration. So I'm not defending the EFL, I'm just chucking it out there, guys, that the EFL did spot that Derby County were heading in the wrong direction financially over 12 months ago, and actually charged the Derby County with a charge. And obviously Derby County have took it to the court of arbitration, or the court of appeal, and won appeal against it, and it was dismissed. So this is one of the facts to point out to you guys, because this clearly shows that as much as we criticise the EFL when they don't do their job properly, and believe me, guys, you know as well as I do, there's many times we can criticise the SPFL, the EFL, the EPL, all of them for not doing their jobs properly and protecting our clubs. But in this instance, guys, we have to actually be honest. As football fans, we have to acknowledge that 12 months ago, the EFL identified that Derby County was in a position where they was about to hit a major brick wall financially, and they tried to basically to do something about it, and it was not back. And the question has got to be asked, guys, if this is the case, what is the point of court of arbitration? What is the point of these clubs being able to appeal charges against a club, against the EFL, if the EFL are being stopped from doing their job in respect of recognising this kind of thing? They did recognise it, guys. You can go and look it up. The information is there. It's with regards, as you guys know, Derby County have been issued with a 12-point deduction for going into administration. But as you guys probably know, there is question marks about another 9-point deduction. And that is what this extra 9-point deduction is for. It's for something that the EFL spotted in Derby County's accounts 12 months ago. And they tried to charge Derby with it then. And they like I say, it went to the court of arbitration and it was dismissed in Derby's favour. So therefore, we have to acknowledge this, guys, because as much as the EFL can be quite useless a lot of the time, and we feel that they don't do their job properly, surely it's going the wrong way if a court of arbitration is going to rule against something, and it's proved now that the EFL actually was correct to charge Derby. So the court of arbitration that dismissed it is in the wrong technically, because they've allowed Derby to have it dismissed. 12 months down the line, Derby County go into administration. So there we go, guys. That is one big thing that stood out to me with the research. I'm going to quickly go to your comments before I get into all this, guys, because there is quite a bit to cover, and hopefully you stay with me, because if you want to know and want to protect our football clubs, this is stuff we need to know, guys. We need to start coming together as a fan community, because this is the only way we're going to have any chance of fighting these rich owners that are treating our football clubs like toys. Because that's what they're doing, guys. They've got that much money that they are treating our football clubs, the clubs that we love, the heart of our communities, like a toy, and splashing millions of pounds about here, there, and everywhere. And then we end up seeing clubs in administration. So, guys, I will come to some of the information in a minute. I just want to quickly, obviously, come to see what some of you guys are saying in the chat before we go deeper into it. But believe me, guys, there is plenty to cover. Do not think that Derby County are in crisis simply because of the pandemic, because it is not the case, guys. And I'm going to go over some of the facts of it in a few minutes. But like I say, let me just come to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Please do consider hitting that like button, guys. Help the visibility of the channel, and subscribe if you're new. It's very much appreciated. So, Sam Thornton, hello, mate. How's it going? Hi, mate. Found time to pop in and see how you're doing. Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate it, mate. Really do appreciate it. I'm going to run through some of these comments quite quickly, guys, because I want to get to the bones of this, so that then you guys have got the facts of what I've got, and then you can obviously share your opinion on what I've actually researched and see what you guys think about it. But yeah, massive thanks, Sam Thornton. I think you in one of the groups I've got on Instagram. You may be, I'm not sure, mate. I know your name is definitely ringing a bell at me. But yeah, thanks, Sam Thornton. Appreciated, mate. Aaron Hart, hi guys. How are you today? Yes, mate. I'm pretty good. As you can see, I'm a bit hyped up because I've not been in long from work, and obviously I wasn't planning to do this stream today, guys, but obviously this is a hot topic and it's something that we should be debating. So I just thought, for the best interest of obviously us as fans coming together and debating what is going on with this, we need to know. We all need to know, guys, because we all need to look out for these signs with our own clubs. And like I say, I'm very passionate about fans coming together. It's the only way, as far as I'm concerned, guys, that we are going to start fighting against these rich owners treating our clubs like toys, basically. I know I keep repeating it, but that to me is what I'm seeing, guys. That is what I'm seeing. And maybe we need to, like I say, come together as fans to fight to get some of the principles that we see in German football, where I'm not sure how many of you guys are aware of, but in German football, their clubs are protected. And you know why they're protected, guys? Because owners, private owners, are only allowed to own a maximum of 49% of a club in Germany. The other 51% of the club is owned by the fans. So it means that the club is always in safe hands because the fans own the majority share in the football clubs in Germany. Maybe this is something we need to go for and push for and come together as fans to put pressure on the EFL, the SPFL, and the EFL to start looking at seriously doing something similar to protect the future of our football clubs and our football leagues, guys. So yeah, thanks, Aaron. Much appreciated, mate. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, guys, I'm going to quickly run through the comments because I want to get through some of this and then come back to you guys and what you're saying about what I've researched. So thanks for that, Aaron. Much appreciated. Will Burtham, how's it going? Will, appreciate you coming getting involved, guys. Obviously, go give a check out Will Burtham. He was actually the one that obviously brought the Derby County to my attention a few days ago when it first hit. I did know about it because I'd heard rumours, obviously, what was going on, but obviously Will did give me the heads up. So massive thanks to Will for that. PFC_DY4 is Dylan. How's it going, Dylan? Hi, guys. Hope you are doing good. I'm very good, mate. I'm just obviously, like I say, a little bit flustered because I've got all this fresh in my mind. So I want to obviously relate it to you guys so you can have your opinion. So thanks for dropping in, Dylan. Really appreciate it, guys. Go and check out Dylan as well on Instagram. Big Portsmouth fan. Aaron Hart, what an absolute legend you are, guys. Brilliant community you're building. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Aaron. Obviously, a lot of work to still do with regards to that, obviously. But yeah, really appreciate the positivity coming from some of you guys. It drives me on when I see that you guys feel positive about what I'm trying to do. And it's, like I say, a long way to go with it yet. But like I say, for me, my ambition with the channel is to use it to basically build a fan community because I'm passionate about the future of football, guys, and I think that fans need to come together to start having a fan voice, a true fan voice in football. And obviously this channel may never achieve that, but if I can help contribute to that and somebody else picks up the mantle in years to come and manages to carry it on and fight for fans, that will be a success as far as I'm concerned. But like I say, as long as Fanden is on YouTube, that is my main ambition, to unite fans, to try and build a real togetherness of fans and fight against things like this. So massive thanks to Aaron. Aaron Hart is a Celtic fan, if I remember correctly, from the fan zone. PFC_DY4 is Dylan. Yeah, I agree. EFL is a joke to let those people take over a club. Well, yes, mate, but there is a little bit more to it. Like I say, I'll be getting to that in a minute. Aaron Hart, PFC, all right, pal. Yep. Obviously, you guys talking amongst yourselves. PFC_DY4. Hi, Aaron Hart. How are you doing, mate? So, yeah, good to see you guys communicating in the chat because obviously that is what Fanden is about. It's about bringing a fan togetherness so you guys get to know each other as mates as well as football fans. So, yeah, obviously, I'm just going to skip past a couple of your comments, guys, just because obviously that's you guys talking amongst yourself. Will Burtham, hit the like button, guys. Gaz has done lots of research and you can tell he really knows his stuff. Thanks, Will. I really appreciate the positivity, mate. Like I say, obviously I want to do something to fight for fans, guys. That's my passion about in football. I really do feel that fans are getting treated like customers and not football fans. And you only have to listen, guys, when you hear pundits on the TV. Listen to what they say. Listen to how they describe a stadium. They don't always say the fans. Sometimes they say the crowd. Sometimes they say that, you know, I've even heard some people call fans customers. You know, this is not right. That you walk into that football ground and you are a fan. You are not the crowd. You are not a customer. You are a fan. that club is in your heart. So it bugs me when I see the mainstream media, the big TV companies, disrespecting fans and calling them the crowd. It might, to you guys, it might be not a big deal, but to me it is, because it's going down the road of just taking fans for granted and seeing them as the crowd, as the audience, and not seeing them as what we are. We are not the audience, guys. We are the fans. We are the heartbeat of a football club. Without the fans, these football clubs don't grow to these humongous sizes and have this humongous amount of money available to them that we see going through football clubs. Obviously that's just a little bit of my rant. PFC DY4 Gaz, I have just heard that the EFL are set to deduct 9 points from Derby again. This means they will be on 11 points, which is minus 11 points, which is really disappointing. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to get to that in a sec, Dylan. I will come to some more comments in a minute, guys. I just want to start covering some of this so that we can get it. I can get it out. You guys can see what I found out, and then obviously have your opinion on it, guys. So I've traced this back. To when did this start going wrong for Derby? And you guys might be quite surprised to hear this. I have traced this back to 2008. That is when Derby County was finished rock bottom in the Premier League on 11 points. At the time, it was the record lowest amount of points tally for a club in the Premier League, and they fell out the Premier League on 11 points. In 2008, rock bottom of the league, like I said. So then we jump forward to 2013, 2014 season, guys, and we see that Derby County start pumping money into the club. The owner starts pumping money into the club to chase the Premier League dream. We're bringing in loan signings such as Patrick Bamford, George Thorne, Craig Forsyth, Lee Grant, Johnny Russell and Chris Martin all came in that summer on loan deals and stuff. And now, obviously, you guys might think, oh, loan deals are no big deal. But if you're bringing in a player like Patrick Bamford on loan, I'm sorry, guys, but he's not going to be coming to a championship club on the cheap. There is going to be some sort of loan fee as well as the players' wages. So if we combine that Derby were expressing a desire to sign decent players on what you might call top wages in the championship, then it sort of starts to build a pattern of where we're going with this. So then we start, guys, obviously, with after all these signings in that particular season, we start with a managerial merry-go-round, which is another thing that has contributed to Derby being in financial trouble. So at the time, Nigel Clough was in charge, and he was sacked after winning only 3 out of the first 10 matches in charge. Steve McLaren was then appointed for his first time, guys, because Steve McLaren had 2 stints at the club, but he had the first stint after Nigel Clough was sacked. First season, Steve McLaren brought belief to Derby, brought motivation to Derby, did really well, and they finished 3rd that season. And with going into the playoffs. So they obviously finished 3rd and got into the playoffs. And I think that season there was roughly around 2nd in the league, quite regular, but they finished in the playoff positions. They had Chris Martin scored 25 goals going into the playoffs. So obviously they were scoring goals fluently. They was on top at that time. They was doing really well. They reached the playoff final after beating Brighton 6-2 on aggregate after dominating the game against QPR and failed to score. Bobby Zamora popped up in the 90th minute to win the game for QPR with their only shot on target in the playoff final. And obviously that meant that Derby faced yet another season in the championship. So guys, then we get to basically around this time, the changes started to kick in, guys, because the new owner, which is the owner that Derby have now, which is Mel Morris. Sorry, I had to think about that one then, guys. Mel Morris bought 22% stake in Derby County around that same time period. So obviously that was a cash injection into the club. That cash injection was then reinvested into the playing squad with the club signing in that season, which was the 2014-15 season. The club went out and made some big signings, signing as much as George Thorne on £3 million, Chris Chrysler, Ryan Shotton, and Steve Warnock. Loan signings were also made, guys. They signed the likes of Jesse Lingard, Jack Butland, Darren Bent, and Tom Ince. Now, guys, you are all football fans. You know these names I'm calling out are not mediocre players. These are good championship players. These are players that potentially on the fringes of playing for one of the bottom teams in the Premier League, if you like. So you can see where I'm going with this, that Derby County have not been being careful what they spent. They have been going out with, obviously, in the transfer window and prepared to spend money. So we're seeing a pattern of this, guys. We're seeing a pattern of this. So that season, Derby started the season fantastically with until February when things changed. Derby only won 2 out of their last 12 matches, finishing in 8th place, and McLaren was sacked. So we're now on the second sacking of a manager within a two-year period. New manager Paul Clement came in. Another high-spending summer transfer window with Bradley Johnston, Tom Ince, Jacob Butterfield, and Scott Carson being brought in. Over 21 million spent that summer, guys. So you're starting to see a pattern here of what I'm trying to point out to you, and that is a pattern of a club in the Championship spending money like a club that's in the bottom half of the Premier League, guys. The difference being the Premier League club is getting millions of pounds by being in the Premier League. A Championship club doesn't get anywhere near that, guys. And we are seeing that these, obviously, as the summers roll on from like I say, from the original time of, sorry guys, I think it was around 2013, Derby County consistently spending big money in the transfer window for a Championship club. So basically, guys, around the start of that season, Mel Morris bought out American shareholders to gain full control of the club. So obviously now Mel Morris has now gained full control around this time of the club, and with that obviously comes more cash injection, guys. Derby made slow start to the season that year, results improved, and Derby was top of Championship on Boxing Day. January transfer window comes round and they spend another £4 million on Nick Blackman and Abdul Kamara. So there you go, guys. They just spent 20 odd million the previous summer, and they're going out spending another 4 million in the transfer window. Now, obviously, the guy that's bought the club has injected some cash, but you have to do it sustainable, guys. We all want to see our clubs buying top players and buying the best players they possibly can, but it has to be sustainable to protect the future of the club. And we're seeing that as we go through these seasons, guys, we're seeing that Derby County did not do that. They were spending money, like I say, like they was a bottom 8 Premier League club, and like I say, that doesn't work. So, guys, after failing to win the next 7 games, Derby dropped to 5th in the league, and manager Paul Clements sacked in February. New manager Darren Walsh was brought in for the rest of the season. He finished 6th that season, reaching the playoffs, but lost 3-2 to Hull City on aggregate. And then he was dismissed, and a new manager was brought in, which was new manager Nigel Pearson. Derby sold their best striker, which was Hendricks, to Burnley that summer for £10 million, and then reinvested that money plus £2 million more to bring in Matty Viola. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not obviously great at remembering all players' names, so some of these I might get wrong. But they brought in Matty Vukdra and Ikert Angry. I can't even pronounce them players, but they brought in 2 players from Watford, guys. I am not familiar with them players, to be honest. But they brought in 2 players from Watford, totaling £12 million. So they brought in 10 million, and they go and spend obviously 12 million. So obviously you can't knock them for reinvesting the money they've sold on a player. But like I say, when we're looking at the pattern of the spend, we're seeing a pattern happening. So after a poor start to the season, and only winning one game in their first 9 matches, Nigel Pearson leaves the club by mutual consent after falling out with chairman Mel Morris over a drone incident, and leaves the club in 20th position. Now, you guys probably remember this at the time. It was all over the news about the Nigel Pearce claiming that the owner was using a drone to spy on his training sessions. This is bizarre, guys. This is signs that the club is not being managed right. There's no trust. There's no good gentlemanly conduct going on between the board and the managers to have trust and balance to move the club forward. If a chairman or an owner feels the need to use a drone, that is bizarre, guys. But like I said, I'm not going to dwell on that because I want to just quickly get through the rest of it, guys. So another transfer window comes round, guys. And sorry, I've just lost where I'm up to. Another transfer window comes round, signing David Nugent, striker, to push for playoff position. Second half of the season, a poor run of form sees Steve McClaren sacked again. Oh, sorry, I've jumped a page here. Sorry, guys, I think I've jumped a page here. I have. My apologies. I'm up to there, aren't I? Sorry, guys, I'm getting confused with where I'm up to. Right, so that's where I was up to. I'm back on track now, guys. So yeah, David Nugent, striker, signed, push for the playoff, second half season, poor run of form, and see Steve McClaren sacked. So I was right. Sorry, guys, I was just getting a bit confused. So that brings me to yet another new manager. So Gary Rowett was brought in, transfer window, Derby sell Tom Ince, and then sign Tom Lawrence, Tom Holston, Curtis Davis, and Joe Ledley. Are you hearing what I'm saying here, guys? Because these are big name players in the championship. They are not average players. So there's a consistent pattern of Derby targeting the best players in the championship and stretching that budget every summer and every transfer window that comes round, trying to push for promotion. So, after guiding Derby to another playoff, but losing 2-1 on aggregate to Fulham, manager Gary Rowett asked to leave to join Stoke. 2008-2009 season starts, new manager Frank Lampard takes over. Another busy transfer window sees a number of loan signings: Harry Wilson, Mason Mount, Fakira Tomere. Club also sells the top scorer, Vidra. Club then spends £12 million on signing Martin Waghorn, Jack Marriott, George Evans, Scott Malone, Dwayne Helms, and others. So you see in the pattern what I'm pointing out to here, guys, is that this club from the year 2003 has been going into the transfer window, every transfer window, and spending money like it's growing on trees, trying to push for that promotion spot or automatic promotion, or doing it through the playoffs. Derby had a relatively good season, sitting around top 6. In January, signed Ashley Cole to add some experience. So yet another high-profile player coming in. Derby reached the playoff final, losing 2-1 to Aston Villa after Lampard selected a lineup without a recognised striker. Same season, Derby County reported their accounts showing a £40 million profit after owner Mel Morrison sold the stadium to a company owned by himself. So, guys, I think it was, I'm not sure, was it Dylan that pointed out, or Will that pointed out about this extra 9-point deduction, guys? That is what it's for. If you're wondering why the EFL are trying to give Derby County an extra 9 points deduction on top of the 12 points that they've already been deducted, this is why, guys. It is because the owner sold the stadium to his own company, and the EFL are saying that he overpriced the valuation of the stadium. But this is also another thing I want to highlight, guys. I am getting concerned about this because the same thing happened at my football club, Bolton, where owners are selling. Once the club starts to spiral into debt and and things get out of control, the clubs are prepared to, the owners, are prepared to put our club stadiums and infrastructure at risk by selling it off to carry on pushing for promotion, guys. Well, I'm sorry, but as a football fan, I would love my club to be in the Premier League. And I want to hear from you guys. Drop your comments on this. I want to hear from you. I would love my club to be in the Premier League. Absolutely no question about that, guys. But would I like my club to be in the Premier League owning its own stadium or by some company owning it? And I'll tell you right now, guys, I would rather my club own its own stadium. I seriously would. I don't want my club to be selling its stadium and selling its training facilities. That is the foundation of the club, guys. That is, if your club ends up in administration like we are seeing right now with Derby County, if the club still owns the stadium, that would put the club in a stronger position to find a new owner. And why? Because they've got assets that are valuable, guys. So this is answering the question that I'm giving you in respect of, this is why Neil Morris sold the stadium, because he sold the stadium to basically to sell a club asset to be able to get more money to push for the Premier League. And is he pushing for the Premier League for the best interest of the club if he's selling the stadium? I'm sorry, guys, he is not pushing for the best interest of the club to get the Premier League. He's pushing to line his own pockets, guys. Let's be honest, because we see that with Newcastle right now. Mike Ashley gets the club in the Premier League. They dropped out the Premier League into Championship several times. They get back in the Premier League, and Mike Ashley is prepared to sit back and let the club just tick over and make profits. And as long as it's doing that, he's happy. This is the same scenario, guys, with Derby County, where Neil Morris is prepared to put the club's assets at risk so that he can push to get the club into the Premier League, so that he can have more profit coming into the club. It's as simple as that, guys. Now, maybe that's just my presumption, and maybe I'm all wrong. But in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, guys, owners being allowed to sell our club's infrastructure is so wrong. And apparently the EFL sit back and allow this to happen. It's within EFL guidelines that owners are allowed to do this. How is this allowed, guys? Because once an owner sells the club's stadium, that is big ringing bells that the club is not on the right footing, guys. It's alarm bells to say that the club is heading in the wrong direction if an owner starts to sell club assets like the training ground and the stadium. That is just my opinion. But like I say, let me know in the comments, guys. I will come to the comments in a minute because I just want to get through the rest of this. But I want to hear your thoughts on that because this is important, guys. Your club, you pay your tickets to have your club in a strong position. Your club is in a strong position if it owns its own stadium, if it owns its own training ground, and it owns the players. This is why there's so much legality, guys, when your club sign a player. When your club sign a player and pay, whether it's £2 million or £20 million or £80 million, this is why it takes so long for it to happen. Why you will hear, like Ronaldo, we heard about him signing from United, but it took 3 days for United to get it done. Why? Because there is so much legality to it, because the club then becomes the owner of the football player. So that is an asset to the club. But so is your stadium, and so is your training ground. And the owner, these are the big assets that the clubs will have for the rest of the life if the owners look after the club. So there should be no need, if the club's being run right, there should be no need to sell stadiums and training facilities. But like I said, I've seen the same thing with my club. I've seen the club sell off the car park. I've seen my own club sell off car park, sell off the training facilities, all back because a greedy rich owner had bought the club and took on more than he could deal with. So he decided to start selling club assets to try and sustain the future of the club, and it all went wrong. And we all know what happened with Bolton. And luckily, Bolton managed to get a new owners that have come in and are starting to do the right things. But I'm just pointing this out to you guys that we need to start being more aware of this. That when owners start selling stadiums, it is alarm bells. This is so. For you guys that didn't know and you're wondering about the extra 9 points, that is the reason why. Apparently, Neil Morris sold the stadium to himself, to his own company, for around £40 million. So there you go, guys. Let me know your thoughts on that. So, guys, let me quickly get to the rest of this. So, where was I? It's fantastic. Recognised striker. Right. So Aldous. So, yeah, so that obviously, like I said, that's within EFL guidelines. So, at the end of that season, Lampard leaves for Chelsea. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty of it now, guys. So after obviously Lampard leaves, new manager Gary Rowett was brought in, and obviously another transfer window, guys, where Derby are spending money. Derby sell Tom Ince and then sign Tom Lawrence, Tom Holston, Curtis Davis, Joe Ledley. After guiding Derby to another playoff, but losing 2-1 on aggregate to Fulham, Sorry, I'm going back on that one. My apologies, guys. Sorry. We're on to the last page now. I'm just getting confused. You can see how much there is, guys. There's quite a bit. That's why I get confused with the pages. But we're on the last page now, guys. So 2019-20, new manager Phil Cochrane joins the club. Transfer window, Derby signed Christian Bilek from Arsenal for over £8 million. So there you go, guys. You know, £40 million brought in and an £8 million transfer fee. For one player. And the shocking thing with this signing, guys, is £8 million spent on a player that doesn't play. He didn't play. He got so many injuries during his time at Derby. He barely played over the next 2 seasons. So they invested £8 million into a player that basically spent the next 2 seasons mostly injured. So what a complete waste of money, guys. This is not a Premier League club could get away with doing that. We all know that. A Premier League club can get away with doing that. But a Championship club cannot get away with spending £8 million on a player to then have him injured for such a long period of time, guys. They also signed Wayne Rooney that season with rumours the club sponsorship company was paying Rooney's wages, and obviously a lot of controversy around that, but we'll leave that alone for now, guys, because we're not here to debate that. That season, Derby finished 10th in the league with issues building off the pitch. There was a car accident involving the players, and the reason I'm pointing this out, guys, because it involved more expenditure for the club. The squad had a squad night out, resulting in Tom Lawrence, Mason Bennett being involved in a car accident due to drink driving and found guilty in court. Club captain Richard Coogan was also involved as a passenger and was injured in the accident, which meant was unable to play for 15 months. Derby sacked him, but Derby County sacked Richard Keegan, but didn't sack the 2 players that were driving, that was responsible for the accident. So Richard Keegan took legal action, understandable. He feels that he's been wronged when he gets the sack, and the other 2 players that caused the accident don't get the sack. So obviously he took legal action, and he won an unfair dismissal case, guys, resulting in the club having to pay him £2.3 million in compensation. So there's more expense, guys. After the accident, Derby County was charged by the EFL for breaching financial fair play rules, facing 2 charges, as of one of which I've just told you about. The first charge, overvaluating the stadium. The second charge with regards to the EFL's sustainability rules. These are important things, guys, because this is what I'm telling you. This was a point I pointed out right at the top of the show, that the EFL, 12 months before this has happened, did charge the Derby County with this charge, this regulation of sustainability. So 12 months ago, the EFL recognised that the way that Derby County was being run was not sustainable and tried to do something about it. And basically, both charges were dropped in an independent commission by an independent commission, which seriously, guys, that beggars belief. It really does. After 11 matches, Derby sit bottom of the league. Phil Cochrane sacked. And then we get to another new manager in 2020. Wayne Rooney takes charge. Final day of the season, drawing 3-3 with Sheffield Wednesday that season, avoiding relegation by a single point. End of the season, Derby face another EFL charge for their breach of account rules, resulting in a fine of £100,000. Plus, EFL still pushing for the points deduction. So when you guys have been talking about this 9 points deduction on top of the 12 points, that is why they are trying to do it. It's because the EFL obviously very frustrated that they recognised 12 months ago that Derby County was going down the wrong path, and nothing, and basically they had their hands tied by an independent commission who stopped them from basically making the owner at Derby County accountable for what they'd recognised was basically leading the club in the wrong direction. And hence, what do we have today, guys? We have Derby County in administration. So basically the roundup of that is, guys, get your comments, because I'm coming to the comments in a minute. But the roundup of all that is, guys, is that yes, the virus has tipped Derby County over the edge. And yes, I know that they have been losing a lot of money because of the obviously lockdown period and not having fans attended. But let's be honest, guys, before the pandemic hit, the evidence is here to show that the EFL had recognised that Derby County, before the pandemic hit, before the virus hit, they recognised that Derby County was on borrowed time financially. So basically, the virus, as a lot of the mainstream media are blaming it on the virus. This is not correct, guys. The virus is what's tipped Derby County over the edge. What has actually contributed to Derby County being basically in administration is an owner that has chased the dream of being in the Premier League. That's the reality of it, guys. He's been spending money on a championship club like he is in the Premier League. Come on, guys, you know this. You all are knowledgeable about football. Do we see clubs like Burnley spending this kind of money every season? No, we don't. We see Burnley doing sensible business, and they are a Premier League club, and they can afford to spend £10 million a season if they want to on transfers. They could do that quite easy. But you guys know they don't do that. They might go and spend £10 million one season on a particular player that they want, but they don't do it every season. They build their squad sensibly, spending the money that the club can afford. So, and the reason I'm making an example of Burnley is because Burnley obviously have just got new owners, so it depends on how the new owners manage the club. But previously, under the old ownership of Burnley Football Club, they was run sustainably, guys. And I'm not being funny, but any championship club cannot outmatch the spending of a Premier League club. I don't care what the size of the club is, guys. It's about what money is coming in from the league to that club. And a championship club does not have anywhere near the same kind of money coming into the club as what a Premier League club does. So there you go, guys. Hope that fills you guys in on what's been going on at Derby County. Please do consider hitting that like button and possibly subscribing if you're new. And I'm going to go to the comments now, guys, because I really want to hear what you guys have got to say. Please do hit the like button and share your thoughts on all that, what I've just gone through, and anything you guys know about this situation with Derby County and what's been going on. I'm just trying to find where I was up to. So let me just bear with me, guys. I don't know if you guys have carried on talking while I've been rambling on with myself about all the facts. There we go. I think we're going there. Is that? All right. So we was up to there with Dylan. Right. So there we go, guys. I'm back up to scratch. So please do, guys, hit the like button and let me hear your comments, because like I said, I've given you all the facts, and now I want to hear what you guys have got to say. This is exactly why I did the live stream, so that you guys can share your opinion. I could have easily done all that on a video, but I thought, no, do it on a stream, because it's important to give fans the chance to have an opinion, because this is serious stuff, guys. And the reason it's serious is because we've just come out of this pandemic and it isn't all over yet. So how many more clubs could we see in this financial crisis? So, guys, please do hit the comments and let me know your thoughts. So Dylan is saying, Will Gav puts a lot of effort alongside his day job to make a fantastic and unique community for fans. Thank you very much, Dylan. I appreciate you and obviously Will. Positivity towards the channel and fandom generally. Really appreciated. Sam Thornton, yes, mate. I'm no Tabat. That's the one. It's because you keep showing up on different accounts, mate. So I'm just getting confused. So I knew I'd seen your account name before. But thank you, Sam Thornton. I will. It will stick in my head, Sam. My apologies, mate. I should be starting to remember now because you've been on the channel a couple of times. So my apologies, mate. My bad. I will try to start remembering that you are Notavar. So my apologies, Sam. Aaron Hart, what an absolute legend, got a day job and still committed to this channel. That's incredible. Thank you very much. Yeah, mate, I do have a day job, and my day job is really frustrating because I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and I would love Fanden to work so I could do it as a full-time job. But like I say, it does take time. It's actually, if you didn't know, guys, Fanden is now 2 years old, and I didn't actually realize it myself. Because I'm just so busy working and doing stuff, but it came up on my channel the other day that apparently Fanden is 2 years old now, so I didn't realize it was as old as that. So yeah, that's a little bit of new information for you guys. But thank you, Aaron. Really appreciate your positive and kind words, mate. Thanks a lot. Gaz, I'm a Dundee United fan, mate. That's it, Aaron. Yes. Sorry, mate. My apologies. It's because there is another Aaron in the group chat in the fan zone, I think, and I think he's am I getting confused? I might be getting confused, mate. My apologies. Dundee United fan. So what group are you? I'm presuming you're in a group chat, mate. Are you in the fan zone? Because I know I've got I think there's one Dundee fan in the fan zone, and I think there's about 2 or 3 Dundee United fans. Sorry, Dundee. Let me get it right, guys. There's one Dundee United fan in the fan zone, and I think there's 2 or 3 Dundee United fans in the season chat on Instagram. So that's why I was trying to ask where you are. I think you're Aaron from the fan zone chat, if I remember correctly. So thanks for that, mate. And my apologies. I know that you guys in Scotland are very passionate about your clubs. As are English fans as well. So my apologies for the mix-up, mate. Didn't mean to offend you by saying you was a Celtic fan. There's an Aaron that I speak to. I have been speaking to that's a Celtic fan. So that's probably where I got confused. So my bad, mate. My apologies. Dylan is saying this is really informative, mate. Really great info. Top work. Thank you very much, Dylan. And I really appreciate you guys sticking around to listen, because like I say, I spent I think I was researching it for about 3-4 hours yesterday, trying to get obviously a clear picture on what was going on, so that I didn't come on here just guessing at what was going on. And I knew I had a funny feeling, guys, that the mainstream media was not giving all the true facts. A lot of them are just blaming it on the coronavirus. And I'm not saying that hasn't contributed. We all know it's contributing to our clubs being in financial trouble. And there's no question that has tipped Derby over the edge. But they was on the edge anyway, guys. That's all it's done. It's tipped them over the edge. You can tell by all the stuff I've just read out to you. Player transfers every summer, every summer pretty much. And quite a few January transfer windows, change of managers, sacking managers. This all comes at a cost. Every time, every decision like that, every time they sack a manager, guys, they've got to pay off that manager and then pay a new manager to come in. And plus they're spending money on players. So it's you can see the pattern of what I'm pointing out. They have basically sacked too many managers. They've done too much business every year in the transfer window. And one of the other things that I forgot to point out to you guys, was that one of these transfer windows where Derby went out and spent quite a few quid on players. I think it was the summer where they spent 12 million or something like that. They brought in 3 players that summer, and apparently 2 years later, none of them 3 players were playing for Derby. So this is crazy, guys. So they're buying players and not selling them at a profit. They're just letting them go if they don't work, or selling them for peanuts. So it's another red mark against the owner doing bad business, not investing in players that are going to obviously be a good resale value. So there you go. That's just another one to chuck out there. But thank you very much, Dylan. I really hope that what I've researched, obviously it's probably not all of it, guys, but what I've researched there, I hope it gives you guys a bit of more of an understanding of the bigger picture with Derby. And if you haven't, if you missed it, guys, just go back to the beginning of the stream, and I've gone through everything that I can find to explain how Derby have ended up in this position. But massive thanks, Dylan. Ella X, hello Ella, brilliant to see you and come get involved. Great to have you on, mate. I thought you might be training tonight, to be honest, Ella, because obviously I know you are obviously quite regular involved with your football training, so I wasn't sure if I'd see you on here tonight, mate. Thought you might have been training, but thank you very much, Ella, for coming getting involved. So she's saying, I have a theory that Derby panicked a few years ago under Lampard when they lost to Villa in the playoffs. They spent loads of money that season to try and get up to the Premier League. Maybe they saw this coming. Like I said, Ella, I did just go through it. They kind of dropped out of the Premier League in 2008. And then from 2013, they just went crazy. They went crazy. Like I say, you can watch the stream back and I've gone through it. But they basically, from 2013, pretty much every summer transfer window that came round, Derby County were going out, spending money, bringing in good championship players to try and push for that promotion. So it didn't just kind of happen in one season. But you are absolutely right, Ella, with what you're pointing out, because the season, I think that is when it started to really go wrong, was the time when they played Villa, because they pushed themselves to that limit that season, that Derby then went overboard after that season. And then that's when we see that the owner has sold the stadium to try and make it, to try and keep the push going, hoping that they can get Premier League football, and he would be able to put all the finances back in order with one season in the Premier League. And club owners can do this, guys, but only if they get in the Premier League. If it doesn't work, then you're left with all that debt, and you cannot recuperate that kind of debt in the Championship. So yeah, absolutely spot on there, Ella. Ella also saying, I'm needed to get up to the Premier League that season to save the club. Absolutely, Ella, you're spot on. Yeah, that is exactly what has pretty much happened. But like I say, it kind of was building from 2013. But thanks for that, Ella. Amish is saying, hi guys, how's it going? I'm good, thanks, mate. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming, getting involved. Really appreciate it, mate. Top fan. Guys, don't forget, go and drop a follow on Instagram for Ella and also Amish. These are great football fans, and Dylan as well. Obviously, always willing to shout you guys out that are good football fans, because like I say, Fandent is about bringing fans together. And if I can help you guys meet other football fans and you become mates, that is, I'm buzzing with that, because that is what is needed a bit more in football. We can all have the banter and the rivalries, that's all great, but there's no reason why football fans can't also be mates, even if you're supporting rival clubs. So Amish is saying, I believe with Derby failing to get promotion in recent seasons, the club has just been throwing money at the problem and spending beyond their means. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely. It's been, like I just said, it's been going on since 2013, where they have, exactly as Amish just said, they've been chucking money at it every summer transfer window, even in some of the January transfer windows as well. And obviously, they even carried on where the owner sold the football ground and obviously to try and keep pushing. And it's gone wrong, guys. It's gone wrong. And I don't agree with that either. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. What is you guys' feelings on these owners being allowed to sell the stadiums and the club assets, the major club assets like the stadium and the training facilities? If the EFL and the EPL and the SPFL are going to do nothing to stop these owners having free reign on the club, then surely they should be doing something to protect club assets. But like I say, that's just my opinion. I would love to hear your thoughts. And the question is, guys, the owner is claiming that he's pumped in £200 million into Derby County. Now, that might be the case. I'm not saying it's not. But if he owns the stadium, if the club go into administration, he's still got a good chunk of his money coming back, because he's got one of the club's assets. He sold it to himself. He owns the stadium. One of his businesses owns Derby County Stadium. So if they sell the club, they are selling the badge and the brand and everything that comes with Derby County, apart from the stadium. So that owner can then make his money, or some of his money, back by selling the stadium to the new owners. So once he sells the club, obviously, or whatever happens with regards to the administration costs, he's going to get something back from that, I would presume. But then he's also going to be able to sell the stadium to the new owners, or maybe to a private company, and he'll recoup a big chunk of his money that way, guys. So that's wrong as far as I'm concerned. But like I say, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts, guys. But thank you very much for that, Amish, mate. You're spot on with that. PFC _DY4 is Dylan is saying, I agree with Ella. Thanks, mate. Yep, you guys are making some excellent points, like I say. But the only thing I would point out that you are all spot on with exactly how Derby have got to this. But the key thing I must point out that it didn't happen in one season, guys. It started to snowball from 2000. They started spending money a bit crazy in 2003 season, 2014, and then every season after that, they kept chasing the dream. And like Ella pointed out, I think it started coming to a climax when they reached the playoff final playing Aston Villa, because they'd been in, I think, over that 7 or 8 year period, I think they'd been in the playoffs about 4 or 5 times, guys. So that tells you how much they were pushing to get in the playoffs, to be in the playoffs 4 or 5 times over a 7-8 year period of seasons. That's a lot, guys. That just shows you how much they were pushing for Premier League. But thanks for that, Dylan. Amish is saying Championship and the Premier League should adopt a rule that Bundesliga uses, in which all clubs must have their own academy. Sorry, that all clubs must have their own academies and at all times be operating on less than 2% debt. Well, yes, mate, absolutely. Well, I didn't know that about the rule about Bundesliga clubs owning their own training academies. But I did say at the beginning of the show, mate, that UK football, Scottish football, English football definitely need to learn what is going on. Look at what is working in Germany, guys. How many times do we hear German clubs getting into administration? It hardly ever happens. And why? Because the Football Association in Germany do something quite unique. And guess what? It is a simple thing. Put the club first. This is what a football association is supposed to be there for, to protect the interests of a football club and the football community and the football league. But yet we seem to be seeing in England, particularly, obviously we've seen it in Scotland, but a lot more in England, where the EFL are sitting back and letting these owners just come in and use these clubs like some plaything. It's kind of like the Titanic, guys, isn't it? If you've researched about the Titanic, you'll know that the guy that owned the Titanic, J.P. Morgan, he used to use the Atlantic Ocean like a racetrack. That's the way it was described. If you do the research, it describes it. Rich men back in 1900s, in the early 1900s, using the Atlantic like their own personal racetrack, and that is blamed on why the Titanic hit the iceberg, because at the time it was actually going supposedly full steam. So there you go. I know that's a bit of a weird comparison, guys, but I just thought I'd chuck it in there because it seemed relevant. But thanks, absolutely, Amish. And I didn't know about the 2% debt, but I did point it out earlier in the show, like I said, about the way that German clubs and the fans own a percentage of the club, and that protects the long-term future of the club, and that is, to me, absolutely massive respect to Germany for doing that, and the fact that they keep doing that, because to be fair, Germany must get tempted by the same kind of crazy business opportunities that are coming the same way as the Premier League, because the German league is very sustainable. So it must be tempting for the German league to obviously to do exactly what the English league is doing, and involve more and more businesses to ramp up their money coming into German football. But they resist it, because they resist it. And it's not that they resist the money being pumped into German football. It's just that they allow the money to be pumped in as long as it's in the best interests of the league and the clubs, not the best interests of rich businessmen. And this is absolutely spot on. And when are we going to see the English clubs, guys, and the EFL and the EPL start showing that same respect to the clubs and the leagues that we love? So there you go. But thank you very much for that, Amish. Very informative, mate. Much appreciated. Sam Thornton, got to go now, mate. Been a great stream. Thank you very much, Sam. Really appreciate you dropping in, mate. And thank you. And like I say, apologies. I'm good. Hopefully, I'll start to remember your account name now. So yeah. But yeah, thank you very much, Sam. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved, mate. Top guy, guys. Go and check him out on Instagram. No hashtag. Well, I remember rightly, he put it up there before, didn't he? Hashtag no Tavar. There it is. There you go, guys. You can go and follow him on Instagram. No hashtag. Sorry, no _to_ VAR. So there you go, guys. Go and check him out. Top guy, and big Barnsley fan. I've obviously only spoke to him several times, but he seems like a really nice lad. So go and drop him a follow on Instagram. And thank you very much, Sam Thornton. Really appreciate you coming, getting involved, mate. Ella X is saying, no football tonight. I played netball after school today. Cool. Not wrong with that, Ella. Netball will certainly help keep your muscles active for football. So even though it's not football, it's still keeping yourself fit and your muscles moving and active, ready for football. So yeah, and obviously that's probably actually a good thing, guys, isn't it? And maybe a bit of obviously netball for the ladies and basketball for the guys. I've seen a video of Liverpool players have got a basketball court in the new stadium, in a new training facility that Liverpool have opened. So obviously maybe that's actually football clubs adapt that for stretching the arms and stuff like that. So yeah, massive respect, Ella. Always glad to hear that you are active and big sports lady, guys. Go and check out Ella on Instagram. She is always active doing sports and a massive football fan. Don't just dismiss her because she's a girl, because she might be a girl, but she is a big football fan and very knowledgeable about football as well, guys. You'd be surprised. So please do go and give us some respect and drop her a follow. Amish is saying it's quite sad to see a historic club like Derby County being in this situation. During the 70s, along with Liverpool, Leeds, and Nottingham Forest, Derby used to be one of the top clubs in England. Absolutely, Amish. I'm sorry, I'm just going to click that off so you can see me. Yeah, absolutely, Amish. Totally agree, mate. Derby, like I said in the slide, in the write-up, guys, it's another great club in financial trouble, and I totally agree with what Amish is saying. But at the same time, I also think any football club being in this situation, guys, is so sad to see, because it's not the club's fault, it's not the fans' fault, it's not the players' fault. Well, it's questionable with Premier League players because I pointed it out. If you didn't see it, guys, go and check it out on my last video that I uploaded a few days ago about La Liga. I did actually point it out that we will be debating it at some point in the future about players asking too much money from clubs, particularly in the Premier League. But like I said, we're not here to debate that too much today. But yeah, it's something to definitely consider, guys, because like I say, it's not the fans, it's not the club. And the sad thing I've got to say about all this, guys, is when we see clubs in administration, what the really sad thing is it's not the owner that suffers. And it's not too much sometimes, it's the fans that suffer and the people that manage the club. And I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the lady that cleans the stadium. the lady that feeds the players, the canteen ladies, the ladies that mop the floor, the groundsman, the man that cuts the grass and keeps the pitch in top order. These are the people that suffer when these clubs run so badly. Because as I found out with my club, when Bolton was in administration, it came out that there was staff within the club that hadn't been paid for 3 months, guys. 3 months. Absolutely disgraceful, guys. And guess what? Who is the ones that are expected to pick up the bill? You, the fans, guys. Because where does it recoup when you get a new owner? Where they recoup their money from that they invest in the club? They recoup it from selling tickets and merchandise, guys. So it's you and me, the fans, that actually pay for these bad owners to make these, boneheaded mistakes. Not to put too fine a point on it. Massive thanks, Amish. Really appreciate your input, mate. And yeah, you are spot on. Derby definitely was one of them big clubs at the top, guys. Like I say, go and drop Amish a follow on Instagram and Twitter. Top guy, and very knowledgeable about German football, and also quite knowledgeable about English football, as you can see, guys. So go and drop him a follow on Instagram. Ella X, Nottingham Forest are also struggling. It would be a disaster. It would be disastrous if there is a League One East Midlands derby next season. I think you're saying if there isn't. Is that what you mean, Ella? I think that's what you mean. If there isn't, but to be fair, Ella, if Nottingham Forest, I'll look into that. So thanks for pointing that out to me. But yeah, Ella, if Nottingham Forest are in financial trouble, that is seriously, guys. We hit that subscribe button seriously, because we need to come together as fans to start protect. If this is true, I didn't know this. But if this is true, what Ella is saying, this is another great club. Nottingham Forest have won the Europe twice. This is not a club that has just, lingered about in the bottom echelons of English League football for, 100 years and just been, making up the numbers. This is a club with true football history, guys. They won the league twice. So if this is true, what Ella is telling me, that is an absolute, hit the subscribe button. Seriously, guys, because I am passionate that we as fans, we need to come together to fight against this. The EFL is showing, and so are the EPL and the SPFL are showing that they are not prepared to fight enough to protect our football clubs. And if they can't do it, and they're not going to do it, then there's only one choice, guys. Unite as fans to come together to start putting pressure on the EFL, the SPFL, and the EPL to put our club's futures first and foremost, instead of the profits of some rich arsehole that doesn't care about the club and only cares about the profit margin. Seriously, honestly, it angers me, guys. It really angers me. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep calm. But yeah, thanks for that, Ella. I really do appreciate it. And I will look into that with Nottingham Forest, because if that is the case, that is something definitely I might have to cover and do some more, obviously, another show about if that is the case. So I'm shocked to hear that, because, Derby County is a great club, guys. A very prestigious club, but so is Nottingham Forest. This is a club that has got true longevity in football and a rich football history. So that would be really sad to see if Nottingham Forest also end up in administration. Ella is saying, I mean, if there is a Derby vs Nottingham Forest in the East Midlands, they are both in the relegation zone. Sorry, right, I misunderstood you. I thought you was meaning with regards to fingers. So I'm presuming then that I might have just ranted about Nottingham Forest for nothing. I will look into it though. But yeah, I'm presuming you mean that Nottingham Forest are struggling in the league. Is that what you mean, Ella, or are you meaning they're struggling financially? Because I took what you said, meaning that they were struggling financially. So let me know, Ella. Are you meaning that Nottingham Forest are struggling financially or struggling in the league? Please do let me know, Ella. Much appreciated. Ella X is saying, I mean, Forest are struggling on the pitch. Right, so there you go. I stand corrected. My bad, Ella. I apologise. I didn't realise. Because we're talking about clubs in financial trouble, you can understand why I thought you meant that that Nottingham Forest was in financial trouble. So my bad. Appreciate you correcting me on that, Ella. So yeah, thanks. Obviously, you're waiting for me to acknowledge my mistake there, weren't you? So yeah, that no problem, mate. I'll acknowledge. I was a plonker. I got it wrong. So yeah, but yeah, thanks for that, Ella. Dylan is saying, yes, mate. Us fans need to come together and make a stand for our club. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Like I say, if Fandom becomes a success, if fans truly care about football, I might not be the best YouTuber, guys. I might not be, but I am passionate, and believe you me, I'm showing. If you see, I am showing you. I have got the mouth that I will stand up for what is right for the future of football and what is best for fans. Guys, I'm the kind of guy that will happily go and set up a tent outside the EFL if it's necessary to get answers from them. Seriously, and if you think I'm joking, let's see if the channel grows, guys, because I may end up doing that one day. If they will not speak to me and come and send a representative onto this channel to answer for their bad management of the league, then I will happily go and pitch a tent outside EFL headquarters and stay there until either the police arrest me or an EFL spokesperson speaks to me. If you don't believe me, watch the channel. Seriously, guys, I am that passionate. I really am. I'm not just saying that as clickbait. I'm saying that because that is the kind of guy I am. I'm passionate, and the only way sometimes to get answers and to get results is to act. And I'm a strong believer in that, guys. Actions speak louder than words. If you've got to know me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, you will see that. If I see people being super positive with me, I make a special effort to be super positive back, because I believe that actions speak louder than words. The amount of people on social media who say, yeah, I like what you do, but you never see them show interest. It's like, talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. So there you go. I am the kind of guy that will walk the walk, guys. But obviously, the channel's a success. I'm sure you will find that out about me in the future and realize that I am not just blowing smoke, that I actually I'm dead serious that I would go to that extreme. But like I say, with a minimal audience watching the channel, guys, obviously to do something like as extreme as that, I would need a good fan support behind me to do something like that. But I would be more than willing to do it, guys. If it got answers for football fans and put pressure on the EFL and the EPL to give answers to football fans and be more transparent, I would happily do it, guys, because it's about, that's why the motto of the channel is football is the fans, guys. This should tell you how passionate I am about the fan community coming first and football clubs coming first and rich owners not coming first. I am very passionate about that, guys. But those of you that have got to know me, I think you have understood that about me. But some people don't always get that, how passionate I am. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. Amish is saying, I agree, Ella, with Nottingham Forest troubles, but for them it isn't too late. And with the situation with Derby being confirmed, it has to be given. Derby being confirmed, it has been giving them a boost in the table. Well, yeah, that is true. To be honest, guys, I'm disgusted. I've told you, the EFL, right? Seriously, the EFL, like I told you 12 months ago, noticed that Derby was in financial trouble, and that is why. What was it called now? Let me just recap. It was called. There we go. Sorry, the EFL recognised and charged Derby County in 2020 with two charges, one overvaluating the stadium and the other was with regards to breaching the regulation of sustainability. So there you go, guys. 12 months ago that happened. 12 months ago that the EFL recognised that the way Derby County was being run was not sustainable. So I do not like sticking up for the EFL because most of the time they're pretty useless, let's be honest. But in this instance, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt and shout and point that out, that they are not showing that the EFL did do that and it was overruled, guys. So like I say, we need to come together as fans, because if the EFL can notice something like that and it gets dismissed, guys, then it shows you that we have got too many, what's the word? We got too many chiefs and not enough Indians in football. If you get my meaning, it's an old saying: too many chiefs, not enough Indians. In other words, too many bosses and not enough people that have got the best interest in the club. There's too many leeches, too many people that are clinging to our football clubs for what they can get, not for what they can give, and not because they are passionate about football. And this is what the EFL and the EPL and the SPFL should be putting first and foremost when they allow these owners to take over our clubs. Do they love football? Are they a football fan? Do they care about the game? Do they have a history of loving football? Why is that not something that the EFL look into, guys? Like I say, it does bug me, guys. It does. So yeah, let's go back to the comments, guys. Please consider hitting that like button and help the channel get seen more around the YouTube community. It's the best way to get fans to notice what we are trying to do. Amish is saying Nottingham Forest aren't in financial trouble. No, I was corrected. Like I said, guys, it was just because Ella said that Nottingham were in trouble, and obviously because I'm talking about Derby County's financial trouble, I misunderstood what she meant. I thought she meant that they was in financial trouble, and when she actually meant that they was in trouble on the pitch. So I stand corrected. My bad, guys. Just a simple mistake. You can understand because obviously I'm here yapping on about a club in financial trouble. So when you guys come on and say another club is in trouble, automatically I'm going to think that you're meaning they're financially in trouble. So my bad. But thanks for that, Amish. I stand corrected, mate. Thanks. Forest recently sacked manager Chris Hughton due to the recent results. Yeah, I did hear about that, mate. Obviously, to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Forest recently, so I do want to catch up with what's going on because it is a club that does interest me because of their football history. So I would like to have a clearer picture of what is going on at Forest. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys giving me some info on what is going on with Forest. Like I said, guys, it's me working on Fandom on my own. So obviously, with working full time on my normal job, it can be hard sometimes to keep up with everything that is going on in the football community and the football world that we obviously all are very passionate about. So thanks for that, Amish. Another bit of like I said, I did know about Chris Hughton, but obviously I don't know enough about Forest, so I will look into that. But thanks for that, mate. Ella X, I would join you in the tent if my dad let me. No worries, mate. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Like I say, I'm seriously, I'm just pointing out to you guys how passionate I am about football, guys, because we need answers. We need accountability. We need the EFL and the EPL to start putting the best interests of our football clubs first and not the best interests of rich businessmen. It begs the question, guys, what kind of, I don't want to, I can only make assumptions, and this is entirely my opinion, but I do think sometimes that there is some backhanders going on between these rich businessmen and the EFL and the EPL and maybe not so much the SPFL, because obviously Scottish clubs have got a whole different set of problems in Scotland that obviously we will discuss on when I do a video with regards to Scottish football. But yeah, maybe not the same kind of issues that are being faced in Scotland. But don't get me wrong, guys, there's still plenty of ownership issues in Scotland. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Ella. I appreciate that, mate. Gaz, you are such a legend. You've spent so much hours researching for this stream. You deserve as much more followers. Keep this up. Thank you very much, Ella. I really appreciate it. Like I say, hopefully, guys, the channel will grow. I'll keep chipping away at it. But like I say, you guys that come on and be really positive with me, there is days where it feels really hard work to motivate to do stuff when I've been at work and do my normal job all day and all week. But the positivity that I get from some of you guys really does help me stay motivated with the channel. So a massive thanks to you guys that all come on tonight and been really positive and expressing your positivity towards what I'm doing. It does, like I say, help me drive on and keep focused and keep motivating. Because like I say, believe me, guys, there's plenty of days when I'm talking to idiots on social media that just think that they know about football and don't know about football. And I'm not saying I'm the most knowledgeable person in football. I'm not. I've said it many times. You guys that support your club know your club better than I do. I would never be that disrespectful, guys. I'm a Bolton fan. I know enough about my own club and I know stuff about other clubs, but I would never be disrespectful to a fan of Aston Villa or a fan of Celtic or a fan of Newcastle or a fan of Barnsley, whatever club it is. I would never disrespect that fan and presume that I know more about that club than the fans that support it. But yet we see some of these mainstream media companies presuming that they know more about the club than the fans do, and it's wrong. It's wrong. But there you go. That's just my opinion. But yeah, massively appreciate the positivity, Ella. Really, really do. Like I say, drives me on. Thanks a lot, mate. Sam Thornton, I agree. Hopefully you will hit 1,000 subscribers soon. Not sure how close you are a bit. Hopefully you can hit it one day. Yeah, I'm thinking whether to show the subscriber count because I keep getting people asking about it. And like I said, guys, the only reason I hid it, it wasn't because I wanted to hit it. It was just because I got fed up with other YouTubers sending me stupid messages, thinking it was a competition. And I'm not interested in compete. I want to work with other YouTubers, guys. Those of you that got to know me know this. If I can find other good YouTubers that want to meet me halfway and work with me and team up, I will happily work with other YouTubers. So I want to be supportive to other YouTubers that want to be supportive to me. But a lot of you other YouTubers don't think like that. They don't think, oh, actually, my channel could be more successful if I team up with people. A lot of you other YouTubers just see it as a rivalry, and I'm not got no much time for that. But yeah, I may take the restriction off so that you guys can see the number. If you wanted to know, guys, I think it's on about 616 subscribers at the minute, something like that. I don't check it all the time. I try to just concentrate on doing the stuff and just hope that eventually it will reach the first target of 1,000. But hopefully it will, guys. I keep trying, and like I say, you guys do encourage me with your positivity. So thanks for that. But yeah, like I say, I may take the restriction off so you guys can start seeing. Hopefully the subscriber count build, and it might actually help it build a bit more. I don't know. Let me know, guys. Do you want me to remove it? If you wish me to remove it, I will do if enough of you want me to. I was going to leave it till it got to about 900, something like that. But if you guys want to see the number building, I will happily take it off if you prefer. Ella is saying, what were your thoughts on the cup result this week? Actually, Ella, some interesting cup results. I was quite loud. I've got to be honest, I've got nothing against Manchester United because I've got plenty of family and friends, but I've got to be honest, guys, I was laughing at United getting beat the other night by West Ham. A massive respect to West Ham for doing, going to Old Trafford and getting such a great result. But come on, with the money that's in Man United, should they really be getting beat at home in the cup to West Ham? Not really, not really. I thought that was absolutely hilarious when I saw that scoreline. It was cracking. But yeah. Some interesting. There's been an interesting. So I believe Preston have drawn Liverpool at home, if I've heard right, which is absolutely fantastic for Preston because that I know that is a club that do manage themselves sensibly financially. So the money that they will get from that one game will give them such a financial boost. It is unbelievable, guys, because it really will give Preston. I don't think we realise sometimes just how much. One cup draw can give a club like Preston, an unexpected financial boost, and really help the club. That money that they make from that one game, guys, could be the difference of Preston having a little bit of money in January to spend in the transfer window. That's the difference of that one game. So yeah, hopefully that benefits Preston financially at least. But yeah, there was some great games. I haven't seen all the results, to be honest, mate. How did Aston Villa get on? Because I can't remember. How did they get? Obviously, Bolton got knocked out in the last round, so I was a bit frustrated to watch it this week, guys. As you can understand, when your club get knocked out of it so early, it's really disappointing. Because for me, that is something my club should be taking a bit more serious. But there you go. Dylan is saying, sorry for not being that active, mate. Wi-Fi went down in my area, so I couldn't type in the chat. My apologies. Absolutely no problem, Dylan. No problem, mate. I know you always show support to the channel when you can, and I really appreciate all you guys, because I know that you're all busy. I know you've got your studies and obviously training and stuff like that going on in your lives. So I always appreciate the support coming from all of you guys. I really do. I don't take it for granted. And that is why I always try to involve you in stuff if I'm doing anything new. So yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. Sam Thornton, if you keep working away at it, mate, you will hit 1,000 one day. Yeah, mate, hopefully I will. Yeah, it did okay for the first thing to start with. The channel started building quite well, but I noticed it had quite a bit of a slump when we had the pandemic, and then since then the numbers, the subscriber numbers have been going up a little bit, but it's been really slow. And I don't know if it's just because obviously people are getting more active now and watching less YouTube. I don't know. But I know it did slow up, which was strange during the lockdowns and stuff, because I thought it might have grown a bit quicker, because obviously people were stuck at home, but it didn't really. I don't know. But there you go. Like Sam just said, I'll keep going, and I'm not giving up yet. So hopefully, eventually, we'll get there sooner rather than later. But thank you very much for that, Sam. Really appreciate your positivity, mate. Dylan is saying, you deserve so many more subs, mate. You put so much effort into the whole Fanden setup, and it's genuinely just a great community to be a part of. Thanks, mate. Like I say, you know, mate, you've got to know me. I'm very passionate about fans matter, and that is why it says in the title of Football Fanden, in the little white bit, if you can see it, it says football is the fans, because I'm passionate about that. I think that fans getting taken for granted by particularly Premier League clubs. I've seen it with my own club. When my club were in the Premier League, honest to God, the way you were treated entering the stadium was an absolute disgrace. I felt like I was treated like a cattle being taken to milk. But since they dropped out the Premier League, they're so much more friendly when you walk through the turnstiles, guys. Honest, it's like chalk and cheese. And Dylan, I don't know if you remember Portsmouth, because obviously you're quite young, but I suspect the same thing with Portsmouth. I suspect when Portsmouth were in the Premier League, you walk in the stadium, you're getting frisked, you're getting felt up like you're a criminal and treated like cattle. But as soon as they drop out the Premier League, they welcome you through the turnstiles and you get left alone. It's bizarre, guys. Clubs need to recognise that you don't, just because you hit the top league, you don't suddenly start treating your hardcore fans or your fan community like criminals. It's an absolute disgrace, guys. But obviously, when we do have that handful of idiots that get in stadiums and chuck stupid things like coins and bottle tops on the pitch, which is an absolute disgrace, because they're not only disgracing themselves, they're disgracing the religion that is football, guys, as far as I'm concerned. But that's why we have to endure these stupid things by our clubs treating us like criminals when you walk in the stadium, because we have idiots that get in the ground, and it's a handful of fans, guys, a handful of them that chuck bottle tops and coins on the pitch, and it's just wrong. And the rest of us have to suffer through them idiots. So yeah, but there you go. Me ranting again. So right, I'm going to get through these last few comments, guys, and call it a night. So did I read Dylan's comment? Oh yeah, I did. Thank you very much for that, Dylan. Like I say, really always appreciate you guys and your positivity. I can't say that enough, and I cannot stress that enough. Seriously, it does. If you knew me personally, you would know. Privately, if you knew me, there's plenty of days where it feels like an absolute battle building Fanden, and then I get a positive comment off some of you guys in the group chats and stuff, and it just gives me a little bit of a lift, a bit of a boost, and it can sometimes be the difference of me pushing to put more content on the channel and stuff like that. So I really do appreciate all your positive comments, seriously, guys. Elliot is saying, did you watch the Man United v West Ham game on Sunday? They brought Noble on to take the pen and he missed it. Yeah, I did. I didn't see all of it, Ella. I did watch some of it because I was busy doing other stuff. I think I caught the second half of it, but I was still kind of messaging people and stuff like that. So I didn't actually see all of it, but yeah, there's been a few shocking penalty misses. Like I say, I was shocked with United, Jesse Lingard, and I know Ella is a big fan of Jesse Lingard, but he answered his own critics, to be fair. Big, massive respect to him, because he made an absolute humdinger of a mistake, didn't he, guys, in the Champions League. It was such a bad mistake at the worst possible time in the 90th minute. But to be fair to him, he's tried to answer his critics and show that he cares and that it means something to him, because the next game that United played, he scored a spectacular goal, and obviously that was a big contribution to United getting a result in that game. So yeah. Ella is also saying Villa lost to Chelsea on penalty. Yeah, I remember now. I remember. Yeah, I did see that result. Yeah, that is unfortunate. But yeah, it's got to be encouraging for Villa that you held Chelsea to penalties. I think a lot of clubs are going to come to Villa Park this season, mate. And obviously, fear coming there, Ella. They'll fear coming there because you guys, you guys are quite strong at home. So I don't think a lot of clubs will want to come to Villa Park this season. So yeah, I think even though you guys are out of the cup, I think you can hold your heads high that you didn't let Chelsea have it easy. They had to work and put a shift in to get the result against you. And they didn't actually defeat you, did they? They actually got through on penalties. So it's not technically a defeat. So yeah, massive respect to the Villa. Sam Thornton, Barnsley got knocked out by Bolton. Yeah, and then we got knocked out, mate. We got knocked out, so I won't worry about it. I think the next round, we got knocked out. So it swings and roundabouts, mate. I'm always disappointing with my club Bolton in the cup. I really am. I love cup competition, guys. I like it because I think that it's the one-off game factor. It's the fact that it's one game. You've got to make it happen in that one game. And League Cup football, we know that some players can be like, we're losing 3-1, or we can. Well, it don't matter. We'll get a result next week. Whereas in the cup, they can't have that attitude, guys, and that is why I love cup football. So yeah, but yes, Sam, my commiserations to you, Sam. Like I say, it wasn't exactly the most enjoyable victory, because if we'd have gone on to be have a cup run, then yeah, I would totally enjoy the victory. But no, unfortunately, mate, Bolton are out of it as well. So we got humbled, mate. We got humbled. So yeah, I do remember, Sam. Yeah, I do remember because like I say, I think it was on penalties. I think didn't it go to penalties or something like that? I can't remember exactly. Sam also saying agree on you with the treatment difference. May go to every Barnsley game and sometimes go to a few Premier League games. The treatment is so much better in the lower leagues. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. You're treated like a part of a community when you go to your football club when they're in the Championship, League One, League Two. But as soon as your club get in the Premier League, seriously, guys, you're treated like a criminal going through the turnstiles, and it annoys me. It really annoys me. I've had many an argument with stewards that have watched, because I've got a criminal face apparently. So when the stewards, I just walk up to them. As soon as I go to a Premier League game, guys, I walk straight to the turnstile and go straight to the first steward I see, and he's like, "Well," I said, "Well, you're going to want to search me, aren't you? So you might as well just get it all over and done with, put them on the spot." But yeah, absolutely, Sam. Thank you very much for that, mate. Great to know that you guys have felt that same feeling going into a club in the Premier League. It's wrong, guys. We should be feeling that it's our club and that it's our, we're part of a fan. The club is a family. That's how I want to feel about my club. I want to feel it's an extension of my family. And I always get disappointed, specifically when I come across Bolton fans and I can't. They don't want to talk football and they don't want to get to know you and stuff. It's like, well, what's the point in us supporting the same club if you don't want to, talk about our club with other fans? It's crazy. but that's just my opinion. Sam Thornton, I'm not sure what that's meaning, but I do appreciate your comment there, Sam. It's like I say, it's good to know that I'm not the only one feeling disappointed with how fans are treated going into a Premier League stadium. Ella X, Jesse, yes, I know, mate. I know you're a big fan of Jesse Lingard. So yeah, like I say, I think Villa are run quite well. They really care about the fans. Yeah, mate. Villa has always been a decent run club. I'm impressed with what's going on at Villa, but I'm also a little bit worried that the owners have been spending a lot of money. And Villa is a club that, let's be honest, guys, the chances of Villa getting into administration would be extreme. It would have to take a really bad owner to run Villa into administration because they've got such a fantastic fan base. But it's still a little bit worrying the way the owner is splashing the cash about in the transfer market sometimes, because I'm don't get me wrong, I want to see a club like Villa competing in the top end of the league if possible, and obviously attracting some of the best players, but it has to be done gradually so that it doesn't put the club's future at risk. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, absolutely, Ella, a massive respect to all Villa fans. It is a fantastic club with very passionate and very loyal fans as well. They have to be. In Birmingham, around Birmingham, all the fans are very loyal. I've got to be honest about that, because it is, as I know, being a lad from Bolton, it is very easy for fans from clubs that don't win trophies consistently to jump on the bandwagon and go and support a club in London like a Chelsea, or obviously a club in Manchester United and City, clubs that are competing for trophies regular. But obviously fans in Birmingham very loyal to their clubs. So there you go, guys. If you're new to the channel, please do hit that like button and subscribe. If you've missed what I've said about Derby County, you can go back to the beginning of the stream. I've covered as much information to give you guys a clearer picture, so you can go and click back to the beginning of the stream and have a watch over that to get a clearer update. And one thing, guys, before I go, just to let you guys know, I didn't know if this is true. I don't know if you know about it, but before I started the stream, I did watch an interview with Wayne Rooney, and apparently he's been even putting some of his own money into Derby, which was shocking, guys. And I've also got to put massive respect to Wayne Rooney, because he's sticking it out. And he's going to try and stand by Derby County. And you have to give him respect for that, guys, because let's be honest, Wayne Rooney is an ex-football player that has made millions of pounds when he was playing. So he doesn't have to stay there. He doesn't need the money. He's a very, wealthy man. He's made his money out of football, so he could happily go and sit in a rocking chair and just enjoy his retirement if he wanted. But he's passionate about football. He cares about football. And he's showing that, because he said that he intends to stay at Derby and stick with it. But the shocker, guys, is the fact, I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I'm just chucking it out there for you guys to know about it, that apparently Wayne Rooney has been putting in some of his money into Derby. So that is a bit of a shocker, guys. That is a bit of a shocker. A massive respect to Rooney for doing that, if he has. But he shouldn't be in that position, to be fair. But yeah, massive respect to him if he has been doing that. So Dylan is saying, much preferred Pompey when we were fan-owned, to be honest. Absolutely. Dylan, you know my feelings on it, mate. I think all clubs should have at least a percentage of the club owned by fans. I'm very passionate about that. But unfortunately, until somebody or the EFL get a decent chairman or a decent chairwoman, on the EPL and the SPFL the same, we are not going to see much change in football, guys. And that is why I keep trying to encourage new fans to subscribe to the channel, because I am passionate about this kind of thing, and I will happily fight and shout and do whatever I feel is legally within legal, obviously keeping it legal, but I will push the boundaries, guys, to fight for the rights of fans in football, and to also show that fans deserve and our clubs deserve to be treated with more respect by these rich owners and the people running our game in the EFL and SPFL and the EPL. So there you go, guys. That's it from me. Please do consider subscribing if you're new, and please do hit that like button. It helps the channel get seen around the YouTube community. And like I said, guys, hopefully everything I've covered on the channel has given you guys a bit more insight into what is going on at Derby County. If I can, if there's needed, I will jump on it again, guys, and do cover more of this if it's needed. But let's hope it's not needed. Let's hope that Derby County do find a buyer soon, and the club starts to get on the correct footing, guys. But like I say, if it wasn't for the fact that I've seen that Derby kind of put themselves, well, the owners put them in this position, I would be giving EFL a lot more criticism, guys. But let's be fair, when they deserve it, I will speak up and criticise them. But to be fair, I think they've spared themselves some criticism. And I wouldn't have known this, guys, if I hadn't done the research. I wouldn't have known it that they had actually recognised 12 months ago that Derby was on the wrong path and tried to do something about it. But obviously their efforts was interfered with by an independent panel that ruled against them, and it's all wrong, guys, because that's not in the best interest of our football club's futures, and what we care about is the Football League. It's not sustainable. Well, there you go, guys. That's just obviously, like I say, if you're just joining us, please do go and check out the rest of the stream. Like I say, plenty of information to let you know what is going on at Derby County. I'll just quickly read Dylan's comment and then I will call it a night. So Dylan saying, thanks, mate. This was a really informative. I will definitely go back and catch the bits I missed. Take care, mate. Thanks, Dylan. Really appreciated, mate. And thank you to all you guys that have joined and all your positive comments. Honestly, guys, it really does give me a lift and encourage me to keep going with the Fandom project. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Hopefully I'll speak to you soon either on the channel or on social media, and hopefully it won't be necessary to do too many of these streams and these videos in the short-term future at least. But let's hope that most clubs are starting to get their finances balanced a bit better now after the pandemic, because it would be really disappointing if we start seeing this snowball where we see over the next course of the rest of the season, several more clubs going into administration. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but it could, guys. It could. And if it does, I will jump on it. I will try and do the research and bring you guys the facts. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care. All the best. And I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.